Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the channel. I'm Shika, your conscious mentor, and today I will be going over 8 signs that you are meant to be a healer. So if you are thinking that you might be a healer, might be a light worker, you might want to go into card readings, or maybe you're going through a huge awakening and you're like, I need to help people, like I'm meant to help people. You are a healer. And the biggest things that I want to share is some big 8 things that came up for me when I first started this healing journey, and that will probably come up for you. So I cannot wait to get into this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe, as well as put notification bells. I do weekly videos for you lovely souls, and also so you don't miss a video. I also want to invite you to the Quartz Vortex. Space specifically for the wounded healer, and I have 2 programs with the Quartz Vortex. But for the healers out here, I'm inviting you to the Quartz Vortex 2.0. And in the Quartz Vortex 2.0, we go through 365 days together where we tap into your inner healer, where we tap into your inner healing. And through the depth of shadow work, you see huge quantum leaps that don't make sense to the human, but feel right. So I cannot wait. This program is a sliding scale, which basically means right now, currently, as you watch this, you can choose the price or the energetic exchange that you feel called to hold and honor. There are payment plan options as well. All that information, I'll link it down below for you lovely souls, but I'm inviting you to the Quartz Vortex and to tap into your power. Now let's get into the 8 signs that you are meant to be a healer. So honestly, guys, it was really hard to kind of make this list small, and I think I'm gonna make some more videos to support light workers and healers, because that is part of my journey. That is part of what I'm meant to do in this space. So the first sign that you are meant to be a healer is your shadow lessons keep coming up and you find yourself attracting the same type of people. So if you are someone who's gone through grief, you've gone through hardship, maybe a lot of people in your life this lifetime have passed away, and constantly, like consistently over a short period of time, and through that you went through this huge awakening. And ironically enough, you are attracting other people who are going through grief, who feel soothed through connecting with you because you hold that deep pain. And this is what I like to call the wounded healer. The wounded healer is someone that is in their shadow and actually heals people because they know exactly how that person feels. Now, the thing about the wounded healer is we take away that title of wounded healer to healer when we can hold integrity in our space. So when I mean integrity, I mean that this work as healers, as beings, never stops. We continue to do this deep work. We continue to tap into our shadow work. This isn't about how can I get everything done? How can I just heal all the things? If this is what you're looking for, to rush healing the things, then maybe being a healer isn't for you, because you will learn very quickly that healing is a continuous lifelong lifetimes of an adventure, and it's huge. So you are attracting people with similar mirrors of you. Someone who mirrors you is most likely going to be the person you're going to help and support, because again, you know what that pain is, and you've noticed you've been attracting that same person. I always like to say, you are me and I am you. So when you connect with people, there is something that they are mirroring that is part of you, and we're all collective consciousness. So as a healer, you're able to move through and to feel and to guide them through their own medicine. The next sign that you are meant to be a healer is that you are constantly going through awakenings through initiations. So this is the main reason why I decided to record this video, was because I've been going through constant initiations. I don't even say that I do Reiki anymore. I just say that I'm a healer, because it's more than Reiki. I'm using my own energy. And if you are a client, you know that I just tap into my own space. It's not a matter of being like, oh, it's only Reiki. I use shamanic arts. I use the deep depth of prana. I use Akashic records, past life, crystals, plant medicine as allies. I work with various modalities. It's not just Reiki that I use. And at this point of my healing journey as a healer, it's almost like I'm just getting initiated to deeper codes within. I've been able to unlock light language, which I use as a tool to heal my body, but also to share that energy with others in my healing and in my space. And I'll be sending a lot of those deeper transmissions in the quartz vortex as well, which I'm really excited for. But all this to say is we're constantly going through initiation, and initiation is defined as almost like a test of which the universe gives you in order for you to get an awakening. So for example, you might end up losing your job. What happens when you lose your job? Do you allow yourself to resist the initiation that the tower moment is happening and you're like, okay, I've lost a job, but this is opening a space. You know, if you've went through a breakup after a 10-year relationship, having to live your life with that person, blending and connecting your heart, your soul with someone for 10 years and going through a divorce or a breakup initiates this awakening to go through death and rebirth. And that's what initiation does. It's shedding the skin of the snake within your soul. It's shedding the parts of you so you can allow yourself to heighten your vibration and to tap into what lives here. What are the lessons that you can use through your experiences, through these very deep, also dark times that you've had, which you really felt like, I don't know if I could get through it. I remember when I had dark times where I was literally looking at my bank account in a scarcity mindset. I was feeling depressed. Trigger warning. I was not in a space where I felt like my life was considered to be worthy. And I had this crazy outer body experience where I got this initiation where spirit was like, okay, if you're not being grateful for this human experience, we're going to give it to you. So the job security left there. The feeling of my whole body going into nervous shock and just like chronic pain occurred. So really looking at what you see and what is perceived to be hard or a huge change or a transformation is going to be the best power and the best medicine for you to help hold and honor people in your space when you are ready. So keep that in mind. Everything you're going through, the awakenings is the initiation, is the ability for you to rebirth yourself and then find more meaning into your soul, find more meaning into the space of life and what life means to you as a healer. So this is huge. The third sign that you are meant to be a healer is that you have these unexplainable gifts and feel this urge to give them to people and to help people. You ever have a feeling where you need to tell someone something and you're having this conversation and you get this urge and this message or this download or maybe this whisper or this ringing in your ear or a scent comes in and then you just say this thing and the person's eyes start to water and you notice that it went directly through their heart, that they received it fully and that was exactly what they wanted to hear. Your gift of being able to be so attuned to people, to animals, to beings, to environments has made you to be a healer. And the beautiful thing is with these gifts, you will be able to guide people when they're resisting the shadow, when they need to go more into the light, when they need clarity in their life, when they need to see their power and their worthiness in themselves, when they're going through a physical manifestation such as a disease or a health issues. But allowing themselves to unlock that and to release those within themselves. So your gifts, whether it is that you have dreams that are your gifts, whatever they are, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what your gifts are. I know our family here is very gifted. I know you are all gifted. I know you are all light workers. I know the fam, your vibrations are high. So, you know, you have these urges and you share it. You might share it with your family, your friends, your strangers, but it's just a gift and you have this light in you. And I know that you do. So if that is the case, then you are definitely meant to be a healer, because you're meant to step this path. And being a healer is not just this trend. I know a lot of people are becoming more into the healing space, which is great. It is like a soul contract, essentially, through the medicine of our shadow, through the medicine of the hardships, through the medicine of the initiations that we have created. So what are some gifts that you've had? Do you feel things? Do you smell things? Do you see things? Do you dream things? Do you know things? Any of those things kind of tingle? Look up the 4 C's. Clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient. There's all of them that are over there. Look at the 4 C's. You can look up 4 C's gifts on Google. I might even do a video. If you guys want a video on the 4 C's, put a purple heart emoji down below. I'd love to do a video on that so you guys can know which one you are. I also want to share too is that in the Quartz Vortex, one of the big mentoring, live mentoring programs we're doing together is we're unlocking the gifts. That's going to be such a powerful transmission. So we're going to be going deep. It's called it's so powerful. It's called the Eye of Shiva. Whew, I should have called it the Eye of Shika. Maybe I will. Who knows? Maybe I'll change the program, the Eye of Chica. We'll see. So exciting, super thing, good things, exciting things. The 4th sign that you are meant to be a healer is that you are the odd one out of your family and friends. This was one that I had to really understand, and I'm going to say it really slowly and maybe repeat it, and maybe I'll just channel. So if I'm just warning you, if I'm channeling right now, write it down, because I'm probably not going to remember what I'm going to say. If you are different, if you are the odd one out, there's a reason why. Because if you were the same as everyone else in this matrix, you wouldn't be able to be a healer, because your perspective would be in a box. So how healers are meant to come into the space is that we heal because we can see things that the human eye might not necessarily see at face value. We see deeper. We see within the various layers, the various dimensions, and that's what makes a healer so powerful. So knowing that if you were the odd one out, number 1, you're probably going to be the first in a very long time to do some deep ancestral and karmic clearing. And I thank you for that, because you're doing so much for the collective. 2 is that you are meant to be a healer because, again, your gifts would not ignite. If you felt alone, if you felt lonely, if you didn't feel the same, well, guess what? That is your gift. And I'm so happy that you're honoring that. Give gratitude. Another thing too is if we aren't giving gratitude to our gifts, I find some people, and I've worked with some clients where they lose their gifts because they don't want it anymore. They want to be the same as everyone. And remember, the universe hears things. You know, they got ears. So they hear things and they're like, oh, you don't want them? Oh, no worries. We'll just like take them away. And you know, even myself when I was young, my dreams, I'm so grateful that now I'm tapping back into it. And since doing this healing journey, but I was like, I still am. And it wasn't grateful because I was just like, I was crying. Why can't I just be like the same as everyone else? Why am I getting bullied? Why am I like this? Well, guess what? You are so beautiful. And what I would actually suggest you doing, if any of this resonates with you, go to my meditation playlist on the channel. I have 2 inner child healings. Hold the intention that you want to bring gratitude to your younger self who felt different and didn't love their gifts. And trust me, it's going to be such a powerful, you might even notice your gifts or maybe some ringing of the ear may occur. And let me know back here what happens, or even underneath that video, because that's going to really help you with your gifts. So the 5th sign that you are meant to be a healer, and I'm going to say this very powerfully because this is one of the best advices that my mentor has ever given me. You ready? You are an empath, and I highlight in bold, and you know how to create strong boundaries in integrity. So let me tell you this, and I'm going to be honest. In every industry in the world, there are people who are in their truth and people who are not in their truth. And one of the biggest ways that I teach healing, I teach shadow work, is knowing, and from my elders that have taught me, that I've learned in the way of their life, is that we need to know that we create strong boundaries for ourselves, and that of course our boundaries are going to change today and tomorrow. And being an empath, yes, I hear you fully. It's amazing, but it's also hard. It is hard, but you're a healer. It's not supposed to be easy. Also keep in mind, when you're meant to be a healer, you're meant to understand that you have to go through change and initiation of change, including your boundaries. You know, what boundaries do I need to create right now that I went through this awakening of this relationship breakup after 10 years? What boundaries do I need to create as I go into a completely different field of work? What boundaries do I need to create because my family, my old friends, they don't believe what I'm doing. They think this healing thing is nonsense, that me doing these things are nonsense. You know, what boundaries do I need to create as I change my values, my way of life, because now things are more different to me. I don't like to go partying. For me, it's more important to enjoy a meditation. That's me. Meditation, healing, and connecting with such conscious community with alignment, which makes me feel like myself. Well, guess what? That is called a boundary. And if you are having a hard time with boundary, most likely as a healer, you are meant to work with the shadow of the mother wound. I want to do a video on the mother wound. If you would like me to do a video on what is the mother wound, how do we get started with healing that? Because the number one part of the mother wound is boundaries. And without good boundaries, we cannot manage our energy. We cannot prevent ourselves from burning out as a healer and just over nurturing people that we hold space for, because we want to give them all the love. But deep inside, it's because this cord is connected to the boundaries of either the mother's belief system or what was put and projected on you as a soul, as a being. But know that when you create those medicines, when you go through your shadow work and your healing, it's going to unlock so much. And I actually, again, we are going through this deep healing of this in the Quartz Vortex 2.0 as well. We tap into the mother wound and we heal it. It's going to be so powerful, such a big transmission in this group mentorship. So again, if you're interested in that, go down below and sign up, because it's going to be the best thing of your life. Trust me. The next sign that you are meant to be a healer is that you used to talk to the unseen as a child. So you had imaginary friends, you used to talk to animals and they would have conversations. You used to talk about things that you saw in your dreams, and your imagination was so bright, so light. You used to talk to the moon and the stars. I used to go outside when I had an argument with my mom and talk to the moon and stars and be like, why do they hate me? Change it. Like, I don't understand. I would have a conversation with the moon and the stars, i.e. why I do moon energy healings, and I work with the moon a lot in my healing. So you feel like there's a cosmic team. There's this cosmic being. Maybe you're connected to aliens. Maybe you've had experience with aliens or cosmic beings that may be human, may not be. Maybe angels, guides. You've seen things as a child, and as a child, maybe you were a little bit scared of it. You know, I know for myself, I had terror dreams. So that was me dream walking in the space of doing my work as a little baby human soul. But and an old soul. But at the same time, I was very powerful even then. I just didn't know what to do with it. And my environment was so triggering. It was hard for me. So again, like, if you had a lot of imagination as a kid and you love to see you are for sure meant to be a healer, because again, your perspective is so vast. It's so dynamic and so powerful. So I encourage you to connect with that younger self and let them know it's okay. It's okay to hear things. It's okay to hear grandpa in your ears. It's okay to see the angels, because intuitively your intuition is so beautiful that you know the difference between the energies, right? You know the difference of walking into a space right now that everyone is just, their vibe is not great, compared to a welcoming space where everyone's vibe is amazing, right? Everyone knows the difference with that. Your body knows it. You're a healer in that space if this resonates with you. Another sign that you are meant to be a healer is that you are the animal whisperer. Ever notice a dog or a cat coming to you, talking to you, having a conversation? Maybe you've loved the animals since you were a kid. I grew up with like 12 lovebirds. What else? 12 lovebirds, a cat, and chicken coop. And I always was at the farm with my dad. So anyways, all this to say is that animals, love them, and I still love them. And my dream I'm manifesting is to have more animals in my life again. I have this story about my animals that I'll share at some point, is sharing about animals and why, that I'm just introducing them now. But you just feel this, like they are an equal to you. When you see animals, it's an equal. When you see plants, you have a connection. You understand that there's consciousness in anything that is living, and there is a curiosity of it that you never really experience. Maybe you feel connected to learn more about plants, apothecary. Maybe you're feeling more of like, you notice how attuned you are to what you eat, what you see, you're just into that medicine energy. Perhaps you are someone who really connects with animals. You help animals a lot. You connect with them. You know that your dog is you, and it's in your life for a reason. So you know, animals are gifts. I always tell people that in this human life, in this human world, we are given animals to experience life. We're given animals to experience unconditional love with no merit, nothing expected but just love and cuddles and food and walks and just the basic necessities. So when we can connect with animals, there's such a groundingness that comes to it. And as a natural healer, animals are just connected with you because you just get them, and they love that. The last sign that you are meant to be a healer is you had a tower moment. Nothing is or has been going back to the old foundation, ready to hold others fully and completely. Let me just edit that because that was a download. So let me translate that to you in healer talk. So what that means is a tower moment is like, you know, in tarot, there's the tower card. And what channeled for me is a tower moment is essentially when every foundation comes down. It's like a death happens in the family, knock on wood. You know, you have this situation where your ex and you are just connecting again, and your current relationship's not going well, or you break up with your relationship, and just in general, work is just not looking good. Now you gotta quit work for some whatever reason it is. It just seems like for some reason you're having your tower moment. Every foundation of what's going on is slipping from your fingers, and it's meant because you're having this initiation. Going back to that other point, you're initiating when you're about to go into an awakening, and now Spirit's like, it's time for you to get into your healing shoes, and we're going into learning and being the student and being the teacher as a healer. You're a lifelong student, which is another little mini tip. You're a lifelong student and always love to learn new things. And you're constantly understand with humility and also genuineness that every opportunity is a space of learning. So the tower moment is this opportunity that eventually you're going to look back and say, wow, that was like only a few months ago. Wow, that was only a year ago. And there was a saying, I think it was Tony Robbins that said this, but I'm not sure, to be honest. But the saying was, we worry so much what we complete in one day. But when we can look at what we can complete in 1 year, we're amazed, we're astonished. We're like, wow, the year went by so quickly. How many times do we all say that? So if you can only think, you're watching this video right now, you're tapping into understanding, I hear this calling. It's time for me to shift. I'm in a new space. I'm no longer wanting to work this place I've worked for how many years. I'm going a complete opposite direction. Wow, this is something that none of my family lineage has ever done. Like this just feels right. It doesn't make sense to the human mind. This is a healer's feeling. It's this intuitive feeling that in this moment, your subconscious has chosen to be a healer. And in doing that, there's no turning back. It's just going to happen. When you are in this alignment, everything that isn't aligned is going to tower. And at this point, this is when you start to get downloads, how you want to help people, how you want to support people, how you want to bring in your healing abilities, your gifts. And remembering that the importance of a true, powerful healer is the awareness of shadow, the awareness of humility, the awareness of self, the truth in self. So as long as we're holding that as we go through this learning process of life, we are the healer we're meant to be. You are the healer you're meant to be. So I really hope you guys enjoyed these 8 signs of you being a healer. And if you're meant to be a healer, let me know down below what's resonating. Is your body tingling? Or you're like, Shika, yes, this is what I wanted to hear. Thank you so much. I'd love to hear your comments. Also, don't forget, if you are ready to go deep as a healer, if you're ready to come and step into the space, you feel aligned with my energy and you feel this calling, I want to invite you to join the Quartz Vortex. The information will be down below. I'll pin a comment for you guys so you have all that information for you and you can register. I would highly, highly suggest it. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, put notification bells, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.